Hello, I wanted to show you guys this something really easy to make. I am not, and I repeat, not a cooker. So when I converted over to this lifestyle, it was so hard for me because I had to learn everything. So I kind of learned how to make really quick and easy stuff. And this here is my rendition of scrambled eggs. I was raised like most people. The eggs are for breakfast, and you have some type of variation of eggs. And so my biggest thing before I converted to being alkaline, that I used to make everybody every day was scrambled eggs with mushrooms and onions in them. So this here is my rendition. So what I do with this is I make my big pot of chickpeas. Like I showed you last time, because I use the aquafaba, but this is one of the things that I do with the chickpeas. So what I do is I actually will let some chickpeas sit in the refrigerator, and they get a little dried out in the refrigerator, which is what I needed. And so what I do is I put them about a cup of the chickpeas that are partially dried out in the food processor, and it just basically gives a good chop to them. You don't want to puree it because it'll turn into hummus, so you want to put it on your settings on your food processor for just cutting, and so it'll do a fine cut to it. So what I do then is I basically just chop up some onions, chop up some mushrooms, throw them in first with some grapeseed oil or avocado oil, and let them simmer for a second. Just a tablespoon of oil. You don't need a lot of oil for this recipe. And then you would just throw in the chopped up chickpeas. And as you can see, it turned out really nice. I love it. What I put in here as far as seasoning is concerned, I am not a seasoning person. So I personally, in this particular one, I use sea salt, I use sage, and I put a little thyme in there. You can actually put fennel. Fennel is one of the biggest things that they put in like sausages and things in the meat industry. So it'll really give you that flavor if you really want a little flavor to remind you of meat. I would even go as far as using like smoked sea salt, or maybe just a pinch of African bird pepper in there just to give it a good flavor. But this is chickpea scrambled alkaline eggs, I guess you can call it, and it is really good. I am gonna play around eventually with some cheese, a cheese recipe that I saw from Karina. She actually made a meltable cheese with Irish sea moss. So I'm kind of excited to play around with that, but I am just one of those lazier chefs. I want, just to be able to throw a couple things in a pot and keep it moving. So here it is. So like I said, you would cook your chickpeas. You can just throw a bunch of chickpeas in a crock pot if you want to make the aquafaba and have a bunch of chickpeas on hand. You could just do a big crock pot every now and again. That's what I do, because food prep is very important in this lifestyle. So cook the chickpeas. You want to set apart the ones you want to use for breakfast, because you want to get those a little dried out. I just put mine uncovered in the refrigerator, and it dries them out pretty good in like a day or so. And you can tell when they're dried out because they look like they're getting old just a little bit. So that's what I do to dry them out. Or you could, if you have a food dehydrator, you can partially dry them out in there, or whatever your method is fine. And then, like I said, put it in the food processor, put it on chop. Don't put it on the puree or anything, because it'll turn into hummus. And then you just put your whatever you want in it in the pan first with a tablespoon of oil. And then you cook them and you put the chickpeas in last. And this is how it turns out. So I hope that these videos are starting to help some people, because I know I get a lot of questions about what do you do in this lifestyle, especially how did I lose 140 pounds. So this is some of the stuff that I kind of adopted over the last few years just to help me in my weight loss goals. I am currently on this journey to try to be raw alkaline. So that is a very, very, very great challenge for me. So I typically have 2 raw meals and one cooked. Some days are better than others, obviously, but this is a very good way to stay alkaline, stay consistent, is to find quick and easy things that you can do, just so that you aren't desperate and at a restaurant and trying to figure out what you can eat, and then you get what I call food fatigued, because you're so used to being able to have easy access choices and you don't have it anymore. Then you get tired of eating the same thing, then you revert back. So the whole goal is to stop this cycle. We have to stop the cycle of eating foods that are harmful for our bodies. All right, so this is the chickpea scramble. Hope this helps. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.